Modern video games are filled with the undead, in games by major leaders in the industry and games by more modest programming companies. One of the most successful zombie-themed video games currently is the Fun Pimp's 2013 first-person shooter, 7 Days to Die. In 7 Days to Die, the player awakens in a blasted, post-apocalyptic landscape and must craft all elements needed for survival, including everything from basic clothing through heavy-duty armor. Additionally, the player must find and eventually grow food, plus locate a source of clean water. A range of killers exist in this massive landscape, from starvation and sunstroke to snakebite. And of course there are zombies. And both dogs and wolves. And zombie dogs. And bears. And zombie bears. Every 7 days, when the blood moon rises, players are attacked by massive hordes of zombies. To make things even worse, while the zombies shamble along slowly during the day, they run from the moment the sun sets to the moment it rises. Survival depends as much on staying fed as on staying quiet and hidden. But 7 Days to Die is only one of the latest in a chain of zombie-themed video games that stretches back 3 decades to the 1984 game with the redundant title Zombie Zombie. The title was at least as good as the graphics and the sound effects, though. As it is described in its Wikipedia entry, Zombie Zombie had the inclusion of a helicopter which could be piloted and used to alter the terrain. To kill the zombies you had to make them follow you to a high point, then let them fall off the edge.
As its Wikipedia entry notes, Zombies Ate My Neighbors is a run-and-gun video game developed by LucasArts and originally published by Konami for the Super NES and Sega Mega Drive/Genesis consoles in 1993. 1 or 2 players take control of protagonists Zeke and Julie in order to rescue the titular neighbors from monsters often seen in horror movies. Aiding them in this task are a variety of weapons and power-ups that can be used to battle the numerous enemies in each level. Various elements and aspects of horror movies are referenced in the game, with some of its more violent content being censored in various territories such as Europe and Australia, where it is known only as Zombies. While not a great commercial success, the game was well received for its graphical style, humor and deep gameplay. It spawned a sequel, Ghoul Patrol, released in 1994. In 2009, the Super NES version of Zombies Ate My Neighbors was re-released for the Wii Virtual Console to positive reviews. In 1996, a game was released that would bridge the gameplay gap between a two-dimensional gaming experience and the open-world experiences that would follow. Resident Evil was a wildly popular game, spawning many sequels and an entire franchising empire. An empire that would include not only games but also movies and merchandise.
A dining room.
Here we see not original gameplay from 1996 but instead gameplay of the remastered high-definition version released in 2015.
I think you'd better take a look at this.
What is it?
Blood. Jill, see if you can find any other clues. I'll be examining this. Let's just hope it's not
According to
Christmas.
its Wikipedia entry, Resident Evil, known in Japan as Biohazard, is a survival horror video game developed and released by Capcom originally for the PlayStation in 1996, and is the first game in the Resident Evil series. It is Capcom's best-selling debut game, with sales of over 8.5 million copies worldwide. The game's plot follows Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine, members of an elite task force known as STARS, as they investigate the outskirts of Raccoon City following the disappearance of their team members. They soon become trapped in a mansion infested with zombies and other monsters. The player, having selected to play as Chris or Jill at the start of the game, must explore the mansion to uncover its secrets. Whether it is an old game raised from its grave or a new game launched into the world, though, the zombie is in gaming today. And the zombie is in gaming to stay.